Hello everyone. For this video, we'll be demonstrating the usage of the 8 powers and its associated elemental qualities with partner work. So, Juan? So, for those who are just tuning into this specific video, I created a video before discussing how to tune in and get the felt sense of each of the elemental, the 8 power qualities. So please tune into that if you're watching this before that video. So now for this, we're going to tune in first to the shooting quality. So same as what we've practiced before, just shooting outwards. Okay, so again, tuning into the fire quality, and it's an outward expression as far out as you can. Wonderful. Next, we're connecting with the clenching. Clenching, okay. So I'm tuning in to the fire quality, that aggressive, pure yang state, and I'm connecting with every single major joint in his body and building a clenching quality that basically contracts everything with like an inward expansionary pressure. Okay. Be a bit more gentler, sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll do one with, are you okay if we amp it up a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Of course.
Yeah, so with fire, you want to really exercise that will of fire and to be a bit more aggressive with this type of exercise. So tuning in. Wonderful. So next, we're going to work with the air quality. So this one, it's a lighter for you one. So the first is of raising. So it's raising up. Okay. Coming back. So just before we move on to the next, how do you feel with this raising quality versus the floating quality? Do you find it similar or?
Yeah, I feel like my structure is going up.
Okay.
And the floating is much more like everything just floats. This is really different. It's
Okay.
much more of a rising thing.
Good to know. So next is splitting. So this one's a bit technical. So with the splitting, I want to have my hands through connected to his tendons, his fascial tissues, and just all the connectivity of his body. And the intention of this isn't to put pressure downwards, but rather I want to connect with his entire conductivity channel through all his fascial tissues, his power lines throughout his body, but mainly putting attention to this point right here between the two major bones here. Okay, so right in the back here. So I want to build a mental concentration and pulling the energy, bringing the energy here. And as I have a solid grasp of this, I'm going to we're going to have we're going to split in a very cutting-like motion all the way across, moving the bones out and bringing it all the way to the hands, okay? So again, the demonstration physically was just slowly bringing up your awareness, right, to the back, to the center of his back, and then, and just splitting that energy outwards. So maybe we could just move this one, if it's okay. I just don't want to wreck it, yeah. Okay. So let's do a bit of a lighter. Okay. So with this, you want the entire idea of the splitting is to go from complete relaxation to a complete kind of a tense state. So so when we demonstrate this, we'll be a little bit more aggressive with it. So I'm building up the concentration. Okay. Again. Wonderful. So obviously there's many martial applications with this, but on top of this, there is also a healing element. So the raising is quite kind of self-explanatory. If there's any emotional stagnation thoughts, you can raise that upwards for with patient work. But what I like to do with splitting is that if there's any kind of contraction of the body, whether that is physical contraction or like an emotional contraction, right? Oftentimes I can tune into clients and I'll see kind of this emotional barrier in their heart. And one way to release it is to like really soften it out and loosen it up. But if that's not working, then you can try a more aggressive take. Obviously, you're not pulling it and you're not being very physical, but with your mind, you want to create that, you want to connect with that sensation and just and try to split that energy out and just rupture the containment of it in order to release any toxicity, any emotional stagnation and whatnot for patients. Okay, so there's both usages there. The next we'll do is we'll connect with water. So for this one, to properly express it, I'll have my hands out like this, and my partner will just grasp me more like this. Okay, open hand. Okay, wonderful. So I'll create this. The first will be the wave. Okay, again. Okay. And then the next will be the swallowing. So remember, we're building up this vortex and the center of gravity here, and in a very like a watery way, we're going to amp it up and create this vortex of energy between us. Yeah. So again. So right now I have this energy here, but I can also put that vortex energy into, say, the stomach region of the partner, and it'll have a different effect. Okay, again. Okay. So with this one, how do you feel the difference?
The first one is like a wave, like hitting me, and the other one is just like sinking downwards. And that's in this sense. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yeah. So again, there's different applications. Obviously, the martial one, you can see the physical effect of this. But for healing, what I like to use is sometimes just that wave-like quality. I can use that to fill up a patient. It's very relaxing, calming. I can use this and connect with the water quality and just send this wave in specific regions of the body that needs to be activated, and that I feel is maybe a bit too dry, right? Sometimes I have patients that have constipation, and you can really feel this like cracking dryness. So you can apply that wave-like just to loosen up the energy in that region, so you can work with it in order to release the bowel. Yeah, and I think with the swallowing, it's also if there's any toxicity, any heat in the body, water is really great for countering heat. So I'll connect with the heat that's in his body and maybe in his vein, his blood flow, and I'll just create this vortex to really swallow all of that into a centralized area, most likely in the stomach, and then just pulling that water out from the stomach and then out of his field so that the heat is released from the patients. So the last one is with neutralizing as well as grounding for the powers of earth. So for this one, yep, let's see how it works. Okay. So first, neutralize. Good. So I'll do a more softer one and a more intense one. So we'll do softer. Okay. And then more intense. Okay. So the benefit with this is I typically use this to close off. So we learn how to float a patient or float our partner. And if we neutralize, this is actually a great way to close off the matrices. And whenever we work with partner, whether it's martial or for healing perspective, you never want to leave the partner open afterwards, because then they can pick up energetic frequencies of the environment, and it's just like, you want to build that, you want to close off the defense again, right? On top of that, if you're a very sensitive person, you can work with this type of energy when you're in a very energetically polluted space, and it really closes up your system, builds up your Wei Qi in order to improve the mental and emotional defense of your body. And the last one will be of grounding. So one, I'll bring his energy down. Okay. And next, I'll bring the earth up. So I like to do both, some with patient work. So I will neutralize the energy first, bring it in, and then if there's any, because we're pulling a lot of energy in the in our patient's body already. So you want to ground all of the excess energy so there's no additional static afterwards. So you neutralize, bring all the field in, and then you ground it and bring that energy back down. So Juan, how was the earth for you? How do you feel?
Yeah, the neutralizing was like losing not my structure, but like my tension was gone, like really center. In the second one was like grounding my mental space also, and everything was just in line. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Really well.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being an amazing partner. Yeah, so that concludes the practice and discussion of the 8 powers. However, I think the main takeaway here is that these are just ideas, okay? And they're expressions of the elements that, of the elemental archetype that we work with, right? So in order to really access these expressions of energy, we want to cultivate the elements, right? Whether physically doing exercises or through our Qigong practice, our internal alchemy, our meditation practice. And once you get comfortable with these 8 expressions, you can then explore other alternatives, right? And really, you can create an infinite amount of energetic expressions. And this is really getting into the aspect of customizing and creating your own intrinsic energetic expressions, okay? So these 8 are only to get you started, but for your own, whether it's martial practice, for your own healing work, you can then create any sort of energetic expression that fits the need of what you want, of the results that you're looking to get out of your practice, okay? So this concludes this video. Thank you so much for tuning in.